Good morning, sir. You're Alfredo Gayton. And Mr. Gayton was previously in court in cause number 25 DCCR 0184, entered a plea of guilty to driving while intoxicated third or more, which was enhanced to a second-degree felony because of prior offenses. The agreement was for a cap of 14 years in prison. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
No, no, Judge.
All right, Mr. Parker, you may proceed.
Just some of my client's knowledge, I've given the court and the prosecutor a letter of support from Frank Maida.
And I've received that and reviewed it as well.
And, Your Honor, from talking to this man, talking to people that have known him, he is a good person that's just an alcoholic. And I think he was, I think he was pretty honest in his PSI. He talks about drinking at the age of 11, then 14, and then get to the point where he drank, at least a 12-pack regularly. He drank tequila and Crown Royal regularly until the point where he passed out and could never get enough. He's had several DWIs in the past. He's never had any kind of help at all. And I think he is a prime candidate for safety to get the help. He's had some periods where he's tried to do it on his own, and he was somewhat successful. He cuts grass for a living for several people here in Beaumont. He has the ability to make money if he's given the opportunity to be put on probation and go to the safety program. So he can do that. It looks like to me that the PSI is also in concurrence that he would benefit from safety. And I just think community that's worked for him and he, not from anybody's fault, he's never got that help, It's okay. Is there anything you want to tell the court?
They sent me to prison and made me work and work. They never teach me as drinking. And I always go for games. I'm always making this to trustee, and I'm working on the freeways with Texas Department of Transportation, cleaning the roads, do anything, and disasters. Never give me a chance to stop.
But if you've gone to prison 3 prior times
Yes, ma'am.
for DWIs, 3 times you've gone to prison. So this is your 4th felony DWI.
Yes, ma'am.
This is at some point when you get out of prison, do you say, I need help and I'm going to get help for myself, instead of saying somebody else didn't help me?
The courtroom falls silent as Judge West questions him directly. You've been to prison 3 times for DWI, and this is your 4th. At what point do you decide to get help for yourself? Gayton insists he's now surrounded by good people, including his employer, Frank Ma, who vouched for his character. His attorney reinforces that addiction is powerful and compares it to other cycles of abuse, saying, it's easy to say, just stop drinking, but it's not that simple. Judge West listens carefully, but reminds everyone that prison time should have already been a wake-up call. She cites his 0.257 blood alcohol level more than 3 times, the legal limit, and notes the extreme danger he poses to others. After 7 DWIs, do you still think addiction can excuse the risk he poses to the public?
Here, and he was working for the people around here. There were some things that he was doing, and he was not drinking. I don't remember the incident, but there was an episode where he started drinking again, and it was pretty close to the time frame of this. I'm not saying this is the only time, but he had started drinking again. And I don't take it that he was blaming anybody for not giving help. He just said he's never had that opportunity. And, when you're an alcoholic or a drug user or addicted to anything, it's easy for, to say, it's the same thing with an abused woman. Why don't you just leave? Why don't you just leave? Just learn,
But
stop drinking. And it's hard, yeah.
I don't disagree that it's hard. But I also, if you'd never been to prison before.
Right.
And if you hadn't had kind of the wake-up call of prison to say, I don't want to go back to prison. I need to figure out how to stop drinking. And then you get out and then you do it again. Well, I didn't figure that out. Let me go
Right.
do it again. Your blood alcohol was
0.257.
0.257. You ran off the road. You could have, I mean, there's just too many times.
Judge West reviews his full history: 7 total DWI arrests, multiple prison sentences, and no lasting change. She expresses frustration that even after 12 years in prison for a prior case, he's standing in court again for the same crime. The judge criticizes previous lenient sentences from other counties that seemed to reward him with less time for continued bad behavior. The defense makes one last appeal. Gayton has been sober since his last accident. Living on his employer's property under strict no-drinking conditions, his employer confirms Gayton's effort and commitment to sobriety.
Opportunities for probation where people decide not to do that because sometimes doing a few years in prison is easier.
Well, I think
It's
some of
odd to me that there has not been a probation.
I think some of these he sat in jail and wasn't able to bond out, and it's one of those deals, we'll plead you to 2 years or 4. I don't remember the numbers, and so.
I mean, you got 12 years back in '04. 12 years for your DWI, second felony DWI. Then you got another one after that, and for some reason Bexar County said, well, let's give them less time. Let's give them 5. Let's reward them for continuing the wrong behavior. Anything else?
I mean, the same thing. I just see people that, I mean, it's, I concentrate solely on the fact that his criminal history is alcohol. And there are people that we've seen on their 4th or 5th that we've given safety to, or people that are on probation. People are on probation for DWI and they violate the terms of probation by drinking, and they come back before, all these courts, and several times we say, hey, let's give you safety, and I can make the same argument.
Judge West considers probation, something Gayton has never been given before, but she makes it clear that if she does grant it, it will come with 0 tolerance, no second warnings. If I even consider probation, she says, you will never drive again, not once, not ever. The courtroom tension peaks as both sides weigh in. The judge debates sentencing logistics, balancing community safety with the hope of rehabilitation. It's a rare moment, the court deciding whether to trust a repeat offender one final time.
Back of the property, Mr. Maida, and he said one condition, no drinking. And I respect that, and I've been doing exactly what he says. Because I know he's the only one of the few persons that believe in me, and I see me a great opportunity. I know it's the chase of my
I can't
life.
slow down.
He said he's one of the only ones that will give him an opportunity. He knows he's serious about it. He's allowed him to move on the back of his property in a little room, I think.
We even went to what they call a retreat. He asked me if we willing to go, and I said yes, sir. And we spent 3 days. And he's a great person. He's been helping me a lot.
So here's the thing. If I even were to consider, which I'm not sure why I'm even considering, but I might, giving you a probation, you would not drive ever a vehicle.
No, ma'am.
I mean, it would be part of your probation. So you're going to have to,
No, ma'am. I
ever.
haven't get a car.
Listen to her.
I mean, it would be a condition of your probation that you never drive the entire time that you're on my probation. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Finally, the verdict is delivered. Judge West sentences Alfredo Gayton to 10 years in prison, but suspends the sentence, granting him 10 years of probation under 0 tolerance conditions. He must complete the SAFP inpatient program, followed by JCDI outpatient treatment, wear an alcohol detection scram device, and never drive a vehicle again. She makes it crystal clear: one violation, any violation, and he's going straight to prison for the full 10 years. Would you have trusted him with probation after 7 DWAs?
One thing we could possibly do is sentence him to 10 over 10, give him 180 days upfront and hold that in abeyance as a condition? I mean, which just extends it more. I mean,
Nah,
like a,
I don't know that it really extends the time. It just gives them time,
Right.
potentially.
yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, Mr. Gayton. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of driving while intoxicated. I'm going to give you an opportunity today that you have not had, but there's going to be some conditions on this probation, and you will be on 0 tolerance. And what that means is that any violation, is going to get you right back in here with the sentence that I'm giving you today. I will make a notation. There will not be plea agreements on a motion to revoke your probation. If you violate, and I find that you violated, that's it. You're done. Do you understand? So I'm going to sentence you to a term of 10 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. But I'm going to suspend that. You're on probation for 10 years. I'm going to order as a condition of your, you will immediately be back in here and go into prison for 10 years. It's that simple. It's the length of time that you have been an alcoholic. This is going to be a very difficult process, but either you want to do it and go through that difficult process, or you want to spend the rest of your life in prison. So that's going to be up to you. There's no, I relapsed and this is a difficult thing, and I understand that. This is it. You will be ordered to serve 10 days upfront time as a condition of that program. That's required. You'll obviously get that time in while you're waiting to go to Safe P. Anything else condition-wise that anybody can think of? I'm sorry? I'm going to order a $500 fine. All right, so I think that covers it. And so, Mr. Gayton, I hope you take advantage of this. It sounds like you're ready finally at this point in your life. I hope you take advantage of it, because again, this is the only opportunity you're going to get here in this court.
And thank you, I appreciate everything.
Have any ability to pretty.
Before closing, Judge West hands Gayton a trial certification and firearm admonishment, officially prohibiting him from owning or possessing any firearms or ammunition. She reminds him this is state law, and that violating it would lead to new charges. Her final words carry the weight of both hope and warning. I hope you take advantage of this. Don't make me regret it. The courtroom adjourns, but the message is unforgettable. Even after 7 DWIs, mercy comes with accountability.
One that helped get him that vehicle in the first
Right.
place that ended up, I think, part of this wreck.
Right.
But when I say no driving, it doesn't mean in a couple of years I get some request that, hey, he's been doing great, let him drive. You're either riding with someone or you're on a bike or whatever else, or walking. And that is the most serious part of what I want and need to do to make sure that the community is safe. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't see the certification. I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read the written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Parker. Good luck to you, Mr. Gayton. I hope you take advantage of this.
I will.
Don't make me regret it, please. Okay.
Thank you.
The courtroom is cold steel and quieter than a held breath. Alfredo Gayton, weathered by decades of alcoholism, stands before Judge West for the 4th felony DWI, his 7th arrest. His attorney pleads for mercy, framing Gaetan not as a criminal, but as a man drowning in a disease. He's a good person who's just an alcoholic, the lawyer argues, pointing to a supporter, Frank Ma, who gave Gaetan a room and a job. But the prosecutor reminds the court of the carnage left behind. A blood alcohol level of 0.257, a car ran off the road, and a record soaked in prior prison terms. Judge West's voice cuts like a blade. You've been to prison 3 times. At what point do you get help for yourself? Gaetan stumbles through his defense, insisting he's working for the Texas Department of Transportation, claiming no one gave him a chance. The tension peaks when the judge reviews the lenient sentences from other counties, calling them rewards for bad behavior. The audience waits for the inevitable hammer of a decade in prison. But then, the unthinkable. Judge West suspends the 10-year sentence. She grants probation under 0 tolerance. No driving, ever. 1 sip of alcohol, 1 turn of the key, and he goes to prison for a decade. The judge's final words linger like smoke. Don't make me regret it. It is a razor's edge between redemption and ruin. After 7 DWIs, mercy finally arrived, but it came with handcuffs attached. Would you have trusted him?